I believe the influence of one person can change your life by Shannon Gable. There is a time and place for everything, and the time for my belief to be heard is now. I have been through so much as a kid, but then again, who hasn't? We have experienced heartache, fear, and pain. We know the feeling to lose someone closest to us, and we know what it is like to want to have our lives impacted by one person alone. We all been to the point where we could have got vengeance for being hurt either mentally or physically, but were afraid to act. Well, I am here to tell you silence is not the answer for what we have experienced. Neither is talking too much. But if we find a middle, we can make a difference. With only one heart, one mind, many lives can change. As a kid, I never got the chance to be one. I remember being told, "Don't be too loud, calm down, say it away, you're being too hyper." Most of this came from my mom, but my Aunt Christy was something different. She wouldn't stop me from being me. In fact, she lifted me up with nothing more than a smile. She was like a second mom in almost every way. I remember one day I was outside playing at my aunt's house, and she was teaching me how to hit a ball using a pine cone and a plastic bat. She meant so much to me. She was more than you would ever know. I was at her bed one day, and I remember it vividly. The room's light was dimmed down to where you could barely see. The walls were a greenish tan color, and Aunt Christy was lying in her medical bed, sleeping so peacefully. She had the biggest smile you would have ever seen. I went over to the chair that was beside her bed and held her hand for a minute. She woke up, looked directly in my eyes, and smiled as big as she could. I had streams of tears rolling down my face when I saw her looking at me, and I remember her asking why I was crying. I looked directly in her eyes and said I heard Mom say she was going to die. She took me in her arms and said, "I'm not going to die." She had really bad cancer, and that was the last thing I remember about her because a few weeks later, she had passed away. It had to be the most terrible experience of my lifetime. I have taken a lot from that experience. I am focusing now on what she did, which is being the best Christian I can be. She changed my mom's life for the worse. My mom got more angry and sad and lost her faith in healing prayer. I guess she just doesn't see the point in healing prayer any longer, as there is nothing to hold on to. One experience can change you more than you can imagine. I will leave you with a challenge. Remember that special person you have lost, the promises, the good times, the bad times, what they saw in you and what they wanted of you. They say, never dwell in the past, but just remember where you came from and who brought you there.